Pause for a moment and focus. The fact that you are watching this video right now is no accident. You are entering a very narrow circle of people. Only a small percentage of those who encounter such a message are truly ready to receive what happens next. And that is precisely what makes this experience so extraordinary. If you see this today, at this particular moment, know that an important shift may occur in your life within the next hour. Yes, it may sound bold, but keep listening. Science has already explained why certain messages reach us exactly when we need them most. Your inner state, current emotions, and readiness for change have created the exact conditions for you to be here now. This is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of alignment between your inner energy and external circumstances. What you are about to hear is based on modern neurobiological data, revealing how our brain can literally rewire our perception of the world. And the most amazing part is that you won't need years of practice. The process of change can begin within the next hour. It all starts with understanding why you are here today. Your subconscious has been preparing you for this moment. Every difficulty you've endured, you've probably noticed moments when the right words came seemingly by themselves. A book in your hands at exactly the right time, or a random phrase answering a question in your mind. This is not fantasy. It is synchronicity. It is what brought you to this video. Synchronicity operates on a principle often ignored. We do not encounter important information by accident. Our inner state acts like a transmitter, attracting events and ideas aligned with our readiness. When a person is truly open to change, life responds, sending the right people, ideas, or situations. Remember times when everything seemed to fall into place. What was your emotional state then? Most likely, calm, confident, and receptive to good things. That created the conditions for synchronous events. Today, your mind has reached a certain point of maturity. You have been seeking answers, experiencing inner tension, feeling deserving of more. All of this brought you here. The power of synchronicity is that it delivers the right information exactly when you are ready to act on it. A random moment would not have sufficed. The right timing determines everything. Right now, your brain is in a state particularly receptive to new ideas. Old neural pathways that held you in stagnation are weakening. This is not accidental. Your consciousness has long been moving toward this renewal. Therefore, if after watching you notice new thoughts, sensations, or unusual coincidences, do not dismiss. Most people daily reproduce the same mental and emotional patterns, keeping their lives unchanged. They are stuck in automatic brain mode. But you can break this cycle. Each time you choose a new thought, you rewire your brain. Each new emotion changes your energetic signature. Alignment of thoughts and feelings is key to change. You cannot expect positive outcomes if your thoughts are bright, but your emotions are heavy. The electromagnetic field of the heart is even stronger than the brain's field, which is why emotions set the primary direction of your energy. The beauty of neuroplasticity is that it lasts a lifetime. Age is not a barrier. Beliefs, habits, and limitations that once seemed fixed can be rewritten with steady intention and conscious effort. Even right now, as you read these words, new connections are forming in your brain. You are already different from the person who began this journey. The question now is, which neural networks will you choose to strengthen in the next hour, day, or week? Your emotions are not just reactions to what happens. They are the driving energy participating in the creation of reality itself. Every feeling is a form of energy influencing the world in ways science is only beginning to understand. Most people allow the external to dictate their internal state. They wait for a favorable event to feel better, keeping them in a constant mode of reacting rather than creating. True breakthroughs occur when you reverse this process. Instead of waiting for change, you generate the desired emotions in advance, and the brain and body align to new circumstances that match your elevated state. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotional tools because it makes the body feel as if good has already happened. In this state, when you are inspired by your future, you literally radiate a frequency that attracts people and events aligned with your intention. Love is the strongest emotion. It bridges the gap between what you want and what you currently have. Feeling love for yourself, others, and life itself allows you to act from a place of wholeness rather than lack. Your desires naturally flow from your inner harmony. The key is learning to evoke these elevated emotions regardless of external circumstances. This requires practice, but is completely achievable. You can feel gratitude before a reason arises. You can experience joyful anticipation before exciting events occur. You can feel love even before encountering situations that normally trigger it. By mastering the ability to consciously choose your emotional state, you stop being a hostage of external events and become the author of your reality. Emotions cease to be consequences and become the starting point. Which emotions have you been feeding recently? Which ones do you want to cultivate now? In a world where constant noise has become the norm, silence becomes a treasure. But silence is not emptiness. It is a space filled with possibilities. By creating a pause between thoughts, you open access to deep wisdom beyond habitual analysis. Our thinking mind constantly evaluates and recalculates everything happening. This function is useful but can block us from intuitive guidance, which is quiet but precise. Silence allows this hidden wisdom to emerge. The goal is not to forcibly empty the mind, but to learn to observe thoughts without merging with them. When you sit quietly, simply noting what arises in your mind without judgment or involvement, something remarkable happens. The mental noise quiets, revealing a deeper level of understanding. This inner source, it knows what your analytical mind cannot grasp. Many avoid silence because they fear facing their own thoughts. But silence does not expose flaws. It reveals your true strength. It connects you to the part that already knows the path to the changes you seek. Just a few minutes of genuine inner silence can completely transform your perception of reality. What once seemed unsolvable suddenly reveals simple solutions. Challenges that appeared hopeless become clear and manageable. This is access to a deeper level of wisdom, beyond the endless noise of everyday thinking. At the fundamental level of being, beneath the solidity of matter, lies what physicists call the field, a space of infinite possibilities where all potential outcomes coexist simultaneously. This is not fantasy, but a core concept of modern physics. Understanding how to interact with this field is the key to rapid and lasting life changes. Joe Dispenza has devoted years to studying how human consciousness can access this sea of possibilities and influence it. His research shows that when we combine clear intention with elevated emotions, we can literally turn potential versions of reality into material experience. Most people live within the boundaries of their past. They use yesterday's memory. This is not escaping reality or indulging in empty fantasies. It is expanding the boundaries of the possible. The quantum field responds to the quality of your consciousness, not the force of your struggle. When you approach it from need or desperation, you reinforce limitations. When you approach it from a sense of wholeness, gratitude, and inner confidence, you show readiness to receive what lies beyond habitual experience. Your brain does not distinguish between experienced reality and vivid imagination. By repeatedly thinking and emotionally experiencing the desired scenario, you create neural pathways that prepare you for the new life even before it manifests. The most powerful changes occur when you stop clinging to deadlines or details of how your goal should unfold. The field operates in its own ideal order, not according to your calendar. Your task is to maintain the inner state that corresponds to what you want to create and trust the process. Even now, by understanding these principles, you begin to interact differently with the field. Your expanded perception generates new possibilities that previously did not exist. The only question is which of these realities you choose to manifest. Everything you have ever dreamed of exists in this moment, not in the distant future, not in the past, but right now, in the infinite present, where true change occurs. Most people expend energy either rehashing past events or endlessly modeling the future, missing the only moment where they truly have influence. The present is what seemed like a dead end yesterday becomes clear today when approached from presence. Opportunities unnoticed by a restless mind suddenly become visible. Being here now does not mean suppressing thoughts. It means changing your relationship with them. Instead of being lost in mental streams, you observe them. Instead of believing every passing thought, you choose which deserve your attention. Right now, notice how things change when all your attention is in the present moment. Observe the shift when you stop analyzing, planning, or solving and simply notice what is happening. This is not passivity but active openness to inspiration and inner guidance inaccessible in mental busyness. The changes you seek will not come in the vague future of someday. They begin the moment you choose to be different now. Not later, not tomorrow, right now. Your future self already exists as a potential in the present. Each time you choose thoughts, feelings, and actions aligned with who you want to become, you convert this potential into reality. This is the practical alchemy of presence. How would your life change if you brought this state into every situation, every action, every moment of the next hour? Deep transformations rarely arrive as expected. They appear unexpectedly while we look elsewhere. They are quiet while we focus on loud signals. They arrive through people and events that logic would consider coincidental. Your ability to remain open to the unexpected is one of the most essential skills for transformation. Our rational mind relies heavily on past experiences, learned patterns, and cultural conditioning. It seeks predictability, continuity, and safety. Yet the universe operates in infinite possibility. To receive these gifts, you must cultivate a balance. Remain flexible in your expectations while maintaining unwavering clarity in your intentions. You must know clearly what you desire, yet allow reality itself to determine how it manifests. The form, the timing, and the pathway are often beyond the mind's control. By releasing control over the how, you open space for solutions and opportunities that would otherwise remain invisible. In the coming days, watch for strange, unexpected, or perfectly timed events. Notice conversations unfolding differently than you anticipated. Observe people appearing in your life at precisely the right moments. Be alert to insights, messages, or information arriving in unconventional ways, through books, media, chance encounters, or seemingly random words. These are the subtle signals of the universe responding to your inner readiness. Do not rush to analyze everything immediately. Resist the urge to interpret every event intellectually. True meaning often emerges over time, sometimes weeks or months later, revealing a perfect orchestration that was invisible in the moment. Learn to simply witness, without judgment, without forcing understanding. This is the practice of presence. Your readiness to accept the unexpected directly correlates with the speed and magnitude of the changes in your life. When you release the need to control the exact form of change, you allow reality to exceed your expectations. You create a field of possibilities where outcomes can surpass even your boldest imagination. Perhaps even now, subtle opportunities are seeking your attention. If you are still reading this, it means a movement has already begun within you. The person who first encountered this message is no longer the same as the one continuing it. Your nervous system is already rewiring. Dormant potentials in your perception are awakening, and new vibrational patterns are activating in your energy field. The next hour is particularly crucial. Your brain is in a state capable of absorbing and integrating new ideas deeply. Your consciousness is more open than usual, allowing you to perceive insights and connections that were previously hidden. Quantum processes surrounding you respond to the internal elevation you felt as you engaged with these thoughts. This is the moment when seeds of transformation are sown at the deepest level of your being. Watch for what begins to emerge. Pay attention to thoughts that feel unusual, outside your habitual mental patterns. Notice emotions arising spontaneously, impulses that feel unfamiliar, or desires that you normally suppress. These are not coincidences. They are the first indicators of an internal restructuring, a reorientation of your mind, emotions, and energy to a higher frequency. Do not expect dramatic signs or immediate revelations. Real change is subtle. It often begins quietly through barely perceptible shifts. A gentle nudge in your intuition, a fleeting insight, a slight emotional resonance, or a momentary shift in perception. These small signals are the early markers of profound transformation. They are the whispers of your future self inviting you to step into alignment with your highest potential. Allow yourself to trust these subtle movements. Within them lies the potential for your next stage of growth. Remember, you are here not by accident. Within you existed the readiness to receive this message at precisely this moment. You belong to a small fraction of people who not only discovered this material, but stayed with it through completion. This speaks to your focus, discipline, and genuine openness, qualities essential for authentic inner development. The universe has countless ways to support the changes you initiate. Help may arrive. Your role is simple. Stay present, maintain focus, and remain open, without slipping back into old habitual patterns. Observe what seeks to manifest through you. Notice how subtle signals guide your next steps. Trust the unfolding within your consciousness. Everything needed for the next phase of your growth is already near, even if it is not yet fully visible. Now, take a moment to imagine the unseen forces of the universe as an intricate web of energy, constantly responding to your inner state. Every thought, emotion, and intention sends ripples across this web, attracting people, events, and opportunities that match your frequency. By aligning your inner state with clarity, gratitude, and elevated emotion, you become a conscious participant in the co-creation of your life. The question is no longer whether change is possible in principle. The question is, are you ready to receive what is already moving toward you? Can you relax into the flow of the universe and allow the timing, form, and method of manifestation to unfold naturally? This is the practice of trust, surrender, and conscious alignment. Remember, true transformation begins in the quiet spaces. It begins in the subtle shifts of attention, the gentle adjustments in your energy, and the moment, the next hour, the next moment, is rich with potential. What you do now matters far more than what you plan for tomorrow. The smallest conscious choice can initiate a cascade of changes leading to profound transformation. This is your opportunity to practice presence, trust, and alignment in real time. If you feel these inner shifts, support this work with a like and a subscription and continue this journey with us. Let the flow of light, abundance, and conscious creation guide you each day. Remember, the universe is always responding to your inner readiness. Stay present, stay open, and watch as the extraordinary unfolds before you.